So the hoover's turned on now. Right, so have a look at the Cyclone in action. Hello guys, Ryan here from the London Craftsman again. Today's video is all about this Cyclone that you see beside me. So stay tuned, watch to the end, and I hope you enjoy. So basically what I have here is a very basic Cyclone. It's a pre-molded plastic Cyclone shaped container that you can attach to any container, bucket, big box, massive box, whatever you want to do. As long as it's sealed, you can actually literally plug it into any container that you want. And what this Cyclone does, it allows you to divert anything that you suck in away from your hoover or your extraction. I'm using a Makita hoover. It's a pretty decent one, only an L-class hoover. But the idea is, if you look beside me here, I've got this complete bench. This is my ultimate workbench build that you might be following me on at the moment. If you're interested, I do have videos of this. But I've got lots of things. I've got the hoover. You come around here. I've got my thicknesser. I've got my chop saw. We're going to have loads of power tools. And the idea is the extraction is all going to come to this point with the hoover living in this space and the Cyclone, meaning I can have a big old container, and anything that gets sucked out that space will go directly into some form of container rather than the hoover. And what that's going to do is increase the life of your actual hoover itself, so the dust isn't actually getting into it. So that is the point of the Cyclone. It basically diverts anything that you're sucking up from your machine away through the hoover. But anything that's coming through that pipe is coming down through the Cyclone, landing in the bucket, but then the air is still getting sucked through. It's not allowing the dust to come back through to the hoover. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to open up my machine and show you that I've got absolutely nothing in it. My hoover, completely empty. Well, a little bit of dust. Let's just get rid of that. There you go, completely empty. Yep, and I'm not going to cut away any of this video. I'm not going to splice it or edit it in any way. Also in my Cyclone, which is basically a paint pot, it's empty as well. A bit of dust, but that doesn't matter. We want the dust to go in there. And I've just rigged it up. It doesn't look neat, doesn't look tidy, but I'm making sure it all works. And I've got it set up to my spindle molder. My spindle molder is allowing me to do these little rebates on the ends. I'm doing it in 2 passes. Got a bit of a blunt cutter, so I'm doing it in 2 stages. And what I'm going to do is turn it on, run that piece through, and just show you the actual Cyclone in action. Right, so I'm ready for the second pass. This is what we've got. We've run about 5 mil deep on the first rebate. I've pushed that fence back. Just bear in mind that everything is connected to this hoover, and this hoover's got an automatic on and off. So whenever I turn this machine on, the hoover's going to turn on, which is the whole reason I've bought this hoover for the actual whole bench. So let's give it a go. So the hoover's turned on now. Right, so have a look at the Cyclone in action. So there you go, keep on swirling until it all lands at the bottom. Right, turn that hoover off, it will stop now. Did you see that? Yeah. You see it swirling around? All right, so let's show you what we got. Right, first of all, let's open up the hoover. Okay, absolutely dust free. Okay, you would know if it's got any dust anyway because it'd be green. Now let's open up the Cyclone. There we go. That's all from that pass. Nothing in the hoover. all in the bucket. It's really amazing how it works, really. It's just not allowing that dust to be sucked back up because it's going down the cyclone in that direction. It then drops into the bucket before then the air gets sucked back up, which I think is quite incredible. And there is our second pass, a little bit deeper. I am going to rig up something different. You can see how I've done mine. I've literally just got an old paint container. I've got a bit of MDF at the bottom. I've cut the hole just so the cyclone can still do its thing, because ultimately it is a tube all the way through the inside. And it's basically that MDF on the other side is for me to screw this cyclone onto the lid. Something hard to screw into. Otherwise it wouldn't last 5 minutes if I've just screwing it directly into the plastic. But make sure you cut your hole. That way I can just reseal it. You can also do it in a plasterer's bucket. You can buy these from Wicks or B&Q. They're probably about 5 or 6 quid each. Really tough, durable plastic. But the downside with that is you're going to have to rig up your own lids. I'm not sure if you can buy these with lids. You may be able to. But they are really big and they've got lots of volume. If you're doing things like wood chips, you're going to have to go a lot bigger. You might be sort of like an old oil drum or a plastic moulded oil drum or water drum, 100 litres at least or something. But with what I'm doing with the table saw and just fine dust, chop saw, I am going to go bigger. I am going to have to make it fit within this box ultimately, because if you see here, I haven't got a lot of height in my particular setup. So my box needs to be big and low and wide rather than high. But if you've got no limitations, you can do whatever you want. You can just have a big old thing. As long as you have this rigged up on top. What I will do is I will put a link, an Amazon link up there for you, so you can buy your own one. I think they're only 20 quid or so. Absolutely fantastic little piece of kit. And ultimately it's going to save you a hoover every couple of years. How many hoovers did we go through, Sean? How many Henrys have we broken in the past 4 years? 3 or 4. That's because they get caked up. We go on site, we're cutting trims all the time. We use hoovers with all our power tools, all our sanders. Within 2 or 3 days, they're absolutely jam-packed. The motor overheats because they're blocked and you don't realise. So it's a win-win situation. I wouldn't be surprised if this is going to last me a good 5, 6, 7 years at least, just because of the cyclone. So anything else? Am I missing anything, Sean? No, other than make sure that you subscribe if you're liking our content. If you think that's a cool piece of kit and you like what I've showed you, you've not seen it before, give us a thumbs up. If you like it, leave a comment. But other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao for now.